Funding provided by Musco Lighting, the sports lighting specialist, providing lighting systems for you, your project, and your community.
The Pella Rolscreen Foundation is a proud supporter of Iowa PBS. Pella Windows and Doors strives to better our communities and build a better tomorrow.
And by Fareway Meat and Grocery. For more than 80 years, Fareway has been proud to be an active part of the communities we serve. Learn more at fairway.com.
With our Iowa roots and Midwestern values, Farmers Mutual Hail is committed to offering innovative farm insurance for America's farmers, just as we have for 6 generations. Farmers Mutual Hail, America's crop insurance company.
State Championship Volleyball. Iowa PBS is here at Extreme Arena in Coralville to bring you the State Volleyball Championships here from the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union as we now move to the 4A title game. What a matchup as you've got Indianola, the 2 seed, taking on the 4 seed, the North Scott Lancers. All right, getting one with Kathy Bresnahan. This is BJ Shaven and Coach. Here we go. 4A. This one looks like it could be another dogfight.
I think we're in for it again, BJ. You know, we got 2 really good teams, and I don't see us getting out here like with a 3-0 game.
Well, as we take a look at these 2 teams' resumes, let's take a look first at North Scott. Their 5th straight trip to state. Yesterday, they knocked off previously unbeaten Clear Creek Amana 3-0 in the semis, and they have some talent.
Absolutely, and I felt like one of the keys for North Scott is ride the wave. You just upset the top seed in the tournament. Ride the wave and use your seniors.
Conversely, for Indianola, 2nd straight trip to state. They've got a senior, Tori Runyon, who just is one of the best in all of 4A.
She's just amazing, and I think she's key to this match. She can attack the ball, keep the defense guessing, and she distributes really well.
So each school going for their first ever state title in volleyball. The lights are going down, the smoke is in the air, and volleyball is about ready to hit the court, but we need to get introduced to these 2 squads. Class 4A has been a fun field that's been wide open, and it looks like it's going to continue. We're going to determine a champion here in just a moment. Extreme Arena, Coralville, by the way, going all out for the state volleyball tournament. The entire downtown area here loaded with pink. They do an amazing job hosting.
They are doing such a special job making the players feel important. Everything from letting them have crowns and the players lounge, and the Extreme Arena really puts on a show. I'm so impressed.
Awaiting the introductions and the run out, you've got the hurricane smoke happening, fireworks.
Oh, and the Bulls. Got to be old to remember this.
Let's turn it over to Tim Fitzpatrick, the PA announcer.
It's championship day. Let's welcome to the floor the North Scott Lancers. Welcome to the floor, the Indianola Indians. Fans, it's now time to introduce our players for today's 4A championship match. First of all, for the North Scott Lady Lancers, here are your non-starters. Number 2, Taylor Otzman. Number 3, Lena Bremer. Number 9, Emma Schermerhorn. Number 12, Sarah Williams. Number 18, Adeline Johnson. And number 22, Lainey Wall. Your assistant coaches, Sarah Graham, Rebecca Seals, and Grayson Jewell. And now, here are your starters for the North Scott Lady Lancers. 6'3" junior number 1, Abby Hayes. 5'8" senior number 6, Casey Johnson. 5'9" senior number 10, Sydney Scarridge. 6' junior number 15, Emmy Allard. A 6' senior number 16, Madison Wilshusen. And a 5'8" sophomore number 17, Kenzie Moeller. Your libero, a 5'3" senior number 5, Georgia Brunken. Head coach for the Lady Lancers, Taryn Van Eerwich. And now, let's meet the Indianola Indians. Here are your non-starters. Number 3, Cameron Overton. Number 5, Sully Downey. Number 7, Josie McGraw. Number 10, Madison Grover. Number 11, Zoe Belt. And number 15, Macy Wenty. Your assistant coaches, Colby Kobeski, Rob Hine, Tom Longer, Chelsea Clark, Krissa Larson, Josh Breitbart, and Josh Lawrence. And now, here are your starters for the Indians of Indianola. 5'7" senior number 1, Bryn Bishop. 5'8" junior number 4, Dana Blake. 5'6" sophomore number 6, Lauren Olson. 5'8" junior number 8, Aspen Nelson. 5'11" junior number 12, Mackenzie Sloan. And a 5'9" senior number 14, Tori Runyon. Your libero, a 5'6" junior number 2, Macy Lurseth. Head coach for the Indians, Kent Halstead. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you our officials for this 4A championship match. Our first referee, Morris Frazier. Our second referee, Jill Monell. Line judges, Chris Armstrong and Kim Paddock. The Iowa Girls Athletic Union promotes high school good sportsmanship by participants, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants, officials, and spectators in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, sexist, or abusive comments, or intimidating actions directed at officials, participants, coaches, team representatives, or
so here we go,
personnel.
about ready to get underway with the Class 4A state championship. It's North Scott against Indianola, and Coach Bresnahan, you have some keys drawn up here for today for North Scott and for Indianola. You know, these two teams got here in different ways. Indianola had to slug it out, beating Marion 3-2 in the opener. Lewis Central in the semifinals, also in 5 sets. For the Lancers, I mean, this has been quite the run. 3-1 in their opener, then beating Clear Creek and Manna in the semifinals 3-0. I mean, what do you have for the keys to the game here for the Lancers?
I think North Scott has to depend on their seniors, but just ride the wave. But it's time to break through the ceiling. This is her 5th consecutive years at the state tournament. Their coach must think it's easy to get here. She's coached 5 years and has come to state every year. Obviously a good staff, but they need to come out here believing it's their turn.
How about for the Indians?
You know, they got to stay in the offensive. They've got such firepower. I'm in love with Cameron Overton. You got one of the better setters in the state in Toy Runyon. But you know what? They've got to be ready to win the long rallies because North Scott will play defense all day. And there's going to be long rallies. They need to win 60% of the long rallies.
So each team getting their final instruction. The Lancers come in here with a record of 28-4. Here's your head coach, Tara Van Eerwidge, in her 5th season, as you had mentioned. Her day job is the assistant men's volleyball coach at Augustana.
Oh, that's a nice gig if you can get it.
Bringing a lot of knowledge here to North Scott for the Indians. Their head coach, Kent Halstead, he's been a long time. By the way, this is the 50th season of high school volleyball at Indianola. They returned 5 starters back from last year's team. They're hoping this is the year. Both teams looking for their first ever state championship in volleyball. Let's see how this one will break down and get it going. We await the opening serve here of the 4A championship. You're just joining us late. Shame on you. You missed a whale of a 5A title game with Waukee Northwest, outlasting Dowling Catholic in 5 steps. So here we go. The Lancers will start with the opening serve. This is going to be Kenzie Moeller, the sophomore, will get it going.
Big serve for a sophomore.
Lancers riding a full head of steam, won 14 of their last 15 matches they played, and right away they go to Abby Hayes. Indianola blocked in the middle by Hayes.
That is an impressive block, and it sends a message.
North Scott wearing their red uniforms with gray numbers trimmed in white. Indianola wearing their purples with yellow numbers trimmed in white. So here we go. The attack put out there by Nelson.
That's a nice side out. That's an indication we know what kind of match it's going to be.
Cameron Overton, 18 kills in the semifinals, hitting 160, will come in on the rotation. Back to Aspen Nelson, the junior, to serve. Hayes, her slam, handled by Indianola, off the slide, too strong, put out there by Mackenzie Sloan. So North Scott, again, just blowing through some competition yesterday. I think that was a stunner for everybody. Clear Creek Amana had only lost 4 sets all season. And in fact, that beat North Scott 2-0 in a weekend tournament.
Just a couple weeks ago.
Indianola able to get the kill. Guess who? Cameron Overton.
So Cameron's grandma, Barb Overton, was a longtime assistant coach at Indianola with Lana Kuiper. And I actually coached her aunt in club ball. It's a very athletic family. I'm not surprised to see her excelling on the volleyball court.
The push over, the attempt dug out of the back by Nelson. Into the middle, finding it Lursa. Free ball here for the Lancers. They go to the quick attack. Whoa, good positioning by Indianola. Now to the outside, Overton. They get the kill and the point. Indianola takes the lead here at 3-2.
And you don't want to let Overton score. I mean, that's her 3rd point already at the start of a brand new match. Don't let them start thinking her getting the mindset she's indestructible, because they'll steamroll you if Overton gets going like that.
Hayes with the swing, but Indianola there defensively. They'll get after. They are known to be a scrapping team. Hayes again.
There you go. That's a beautiful swing.
Boy, Schermerhorn knows where her big hitter is, doesn't she?
Oh, absolutely. You better find Abby Hayes. She's going to Creighton. Kirsten Bernthal, former assistant coach. Creighton is a great program. She's going to love it there.
Played up by Brunken. Hayes will dig it up. Schermerhorn to the outside. Tap over by Allard, handled. Brunken again. Hayes with a back row attack, too hard.
You'll see that once in a while. You anticipate for backcourt attacks. The ball's going to be placed in front of the 3-meter line, the 10-foot line, and then you overrun it when all of a sudden the ball gets set further back than you're expecting. You end up hitting back behind your head. Good pass.
Played up by Runyon. Out of the back, Brunken. She'll do that a lot and all day.
Great
Pancake.
up.
And Overton will cap it off.
Credit Macy Alertset there. That junior libero. Boy, we've seen some good liberos already.
For the first time in this state tournament, Indianola is able to get off to a good start. In the the quarterfinals against Marion, lost the opening set against Lewis Central just because they dug themselves such a huge hole. This one not over yet in the first set, but Indianola liking the way that they're coming out. The back row attack. Roll shot handled.
And until the nerves calm down, it's not uncommon to see a lot more roll shots and tips. Nothing Overton could do about that. The set was way beyond the court of anything she could have, no matter what kind of contortionist she was.
Went around the antenna. Georgia Brunken, the senior, back to serve. Brunken gonna lay it up for Moeller. Overton gave it a smash and splashes it down.
I think even if they had gone out, it was off the block, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't see the officials call a touch right away, but it might have been a foregone conclusion.
Lauren Olson serving. And just a misfire. North Scott not looking sharp here early on. A little nerves here.
Yeah, absolutely. How can you not? And that's not where that second ball should have gone, or the set should have gone. It should have gone to the outside hitter. Too difficult to hit a ball coming over your shoulder like that. Like that.
And how about the kill down by Moeller? Side out North Scott.
They have such nice outside hitters. Actually, both teams.
North Scott went unbeaten in the Mississippi Athletic Conference this year, 9-0. Barnstormed the league.
Nice stack.
Wow. Indianola, terrific play. Wente gets the kill.
First time we've seen that stack today, where someone comes in quick and the other person's hitting right behind their back. The block's already on the way back down. You have to respect the first hitter coming in.
Three-point advantage, Zoe Belt serving. That one hit tape. North Scott trying to
Ooh, they missed the net.
act back, and they do get the kill on the outside by Casey Johnson. Beg your pardon, that's Sydney Scarich. Will be now back to serve, just got the kill. Played up.
Oh,
And really forcing the tempo that time was Mackenzie Sloan. She's having herself quite a year. Sloan hitting .333, which is third best in 4A. She makes the most out of every opportunity.
yeah, and if people don't know, would figure out it's not like batting percentage. You have to subtract your errors to get your kill efficiency. When you hear somebody hitting 300 for the season, that's a really good hitter.
Ready to join you in the Hall of Fame?
Ah, yeah, I'm not sure about that.
Back row attack handled by the Lancers. Again, what an up that time by Lursek. But Indianola, I'm going to call for the two-hit.
These players are so much better than back in the dark ages when we all played. They probably would have beat our college team.
Now Moeller.
Tough serves.
Opportunity here for the Lancers.
Free ball.
They find Hayes, why not?
We always called that a position 3 set across from the other team setters. Everybody has different numbering systems, but such a nice set. And somebody coming in quick, and then you set that position 31 set.
Quick tap over, jostling at the net. Hayes again, and that one will go to the seats. What a way to come back down by 3. North Scott's able to tie this one up at 9.
You know, and Hayes is only a junior.
Right. So back at it, the quick dump, handled by North Scott. Dug up nicely out of the back by Lursa.
Not to be denied. Aspen Nelson coming back and having an answer. You know, we're already seeing more diverse attacks here. You're not seeing just pin to pin like the 5A schools.
Look at that in the middle. Hayes knocks this one up at 10.
That's a D1 athlete right there. You could tell that without knowing any background on her.
Listed at 6'3", had 20 kills in the semifinals and hit .218 in that match against Clear Creek and Mana. Here we go with Emma Schermerhorn. And an ace.
You know, both teams have their superstars, but they don't just feed their superstars. They distribute the ball. They do a really nice job diversifying their attacks. And they're fun to watch. I think I'd give the ball to Overton here, though, speaking of your superstar.
First lead change, and a service error will tie it up. These two schools, talking with Kent Halstead, he can't remember when they played North Scott before.
Really?
And if they have, it's been a while within that 50 years of Indianola, as Hayes goes with the quick tap. What a way to meet, though, in the 4A championship as the Lancers get the point.
That's pretty exciting.
Hayes breaking out a smile.
And the dimples.
And an ace. 2 aces here in the opening set for North Scott.
Both teams have a nice mixture of upper and lower classmen with juniors and seniors. And that kind of takes the pressure off the seniors. Sometimes they press when you get to this game. That's out.
That's going to hit the antenna, ruled out. Skerich trying to go down the line. Indianola will get the side out.
And great idea. Tough shot.
Tori Runyon.
I think 16, 17 points is going to be key here. Who gets there and gets some momentum going? Might go a long way with the match. That's a tight ball.
You're going to see if they got a deflection. Yes. North Scott
nice
will get
job.
the point.
It's a bad set, and that hitter is barely even keep it in play. She did a great job wiping it off the block. Valuing ball possession. Don't just pound away if it's not the set you expected. Keep it in play.
Out of Brunken. Hayes out of the back. Able to locate Moeller.
Nice touch.
Boy, strong at the net are the Lancers.
You know, this is their shortest lineup across the front right now. And these three have a couple blocks already.
Have their largest lead. Indianola wants a timeout to talk things over. 15-12, North Scott with the advantage. As they've been led by Hayes, she has 5 kills so far. Let's go inside of their huddle as the Lancers try to work things over.
Shoulder go faster, tighter, persist. Yeah, a little bit.
Taryn Van Eerwich talking things over with her assistants. Now we'll jump in there.
Hey, good. Now we're kind of in the flow of things right now, okay? So right now, I want
you to the flip, okay? So you're going to stay on the outside, you're going to go right side, okay? So number 3 is over there, get to your line, push back in, okay? Hey, let's go. Push to 20 here. Hey, our game! Laces on 3, 1, 2, 3, let's go!
So they just want to change up their blocking and focus on that a little bit, pinch the pin, and focus on Miss Overton.
Well, they have 3 starters. Does North Scott back from last year's semifinal team. And as you mentioned, trying to crack into the glass ceiling. North Scott as a school, though, owns championships in girls basketball, softball, cross country, soccer, volleyball. The last time they played in the state title game was 1985. And they're making the most of it here in the opening set, up 16-12.
North Scott used to have some dynasties. That was a team you did not want to play. It's been 11 years since they were conference champs. And that's historically a strong conference.
They went right through it this year, 9-0. Here's Brunken. Overton had to reach for it.
Nope.
And North Scott earns the point. Now up by 5. On a 6-1 run are the Lancers. Overton. Hayes will play it up. Runyon to the outside. Wente. Indianola gets a much-needed side out.
No, Indianola does some funky things. They don't have like true outsides or true middles. See Overton play a couple rotations on the left, and that rotation should play it on the right. Really makes scouting a beast when you try to scout a team that doesn't go tried and true by positions.
Blake will play it up to Nelson. Out of the middle, the door is just slammed shut by Casey Johnson.
I felt that we were going to start seeing one team dominate by the 16th, 17th points. And right now, it's North Scott's set to take. They've got the momentum. They got Indianola back on their heels.
How about Johnson, senior, making the most of every opportunity, hitting .327, which is good for 4th best in 4A.
And not a big kid,
no.
Big athlete, only 5'8". I'd like to be 5'8", but, you know, volleyball-wise, that's not very big.
Dumping it in is Johnson as she's going to work. 6-point advantage in the timeout for Indianola.
Smart call, Coach.
19-13, North Scott with the lead. Let's take a listen inside of the Indian huddle.
This isn't us. We have to fight for this set, okay? We have to bring the fight to keep talking, keep on the other side. Keep swinging, keep being aggressive. Don't change anything now. My off blockers, watch that tip or watching their hands. They're running a little bit more of a fast tempo to that outside. My middles, we've got to release and we've got to get there, okay? Outside, line. Their center's defense is weak. It's wide open. One is wide open.
Hey, and right now, I don't like her body language. I don't think we're confident enough. Throw away fear of failure right now. Throw it away. Don't play. Don't play. Let's go. Don't play the game.
You got your assistants, coaches talking strategy, and your head coach coming back and talk about the mental part of the game. And I know that's easier said than done to lose the body language.
So here we go. Indianola, they themselves had a good run in the Little Hawkeye Conference this year, going 7-0. Kent Halstead, too, he knows when he's got a team that's playing at a high level in his 26th season overall as a head coach, 12th at Indianola.
Yeah, you got a very experienced coach, you got a young coach, but neither have been in this position before. And so you're both rookies in this. It's hard.
Kill attempt on the outside by Wente went wide. North Scott to their largest lead at 7 here. Back to Casey Johnson. And that'll be a service error.
That was big. That was big for Indianola. They needed that. They needed a break.
We talked about the start for Indianola and their previous matches here at the state tournament. They've gone 5 in both.
Oh, they know how to come back. I'm not worried about Indianola.
Probably saying to themselves, if they do drop this set, we've got them right
They're
where
better
we want
off.
them.
Exactly right.
Johnson with the up.
That was smart.
21-14, North Scott.
A well-disciplined team is going to send that kind of free ball back to right back where the other team's setter is, and it changes up their offense. They can't run it.
This set was tied at 11. North Scott able to change it or redirect it with just some powerful play with the block. It's been on here at the tail end of this first set. Big charge by Nelson. That's going to be blocked out.
Big swing by Nelson.
Side out Indianola. Bryn Bishop, the senior, will come in.
I don't know if she intentionally turned her, if she did turn her thumb up and try to wipe off that block to come back out of bounds. Regardless, it was effective.
Service error. North Scott will send back Kenzie Moeller.
You know, as many times as Indianola drops the first set, they're probably just thinking, let's just get it over with. This is how we roll. We're going to come back and win the next 3.
Good backside help. Now again to Nelson. That deflected out. Indians get the point.
I thought for sure Aspen Nelson, after being touched with the block twice, was going to tip it, and she's like, the heck with that, I'm still swinging.
Nelson with 11 kills in the semifinals. Terrific server. She'll change it up. She just did there. But North Scott, Emmy Allard.
Allard's a good player. You know, she's playing in the same rotation, 2 out of 3 rotations with Hayes. So she's not going to get as many swings, but she's a fine-looking athlete.
In fact, leads Class 4A in solo blocks with 36.
And another junior. You give North Scott this championship, they're going to be thinking they have a dynasty.
Overton, it was deflected. She'll get the kill.
Nice kill. So that's about 3 swings in a row that Indianola's wiped off the block, tooled the block. They continue. I mean, it seems to be a trend, so those are pretty smart hitters.
Free ball here for North Scott. And you go to Hayes.
Good touch on that block.
Overton, too strong. We're at set point. North Scott, as a team, 93% serve efficiency. Got a couple of aces already. Hayes has served. And it will be an ace to end it. The first set complete. North Scott takes it 25-17. So the Lancers jump out to a 1-0 lead here in the 4A championship on Iowa PBS.
You're watching live coverage of the Girls State Volleyball Championships on Iowa PBS. Stay tuned. More to come.
Native people are still here. We're not a stereotype. We're doing things to make a difference in this world.
Nobody's good at war. I have no choice but to fight for my country.
Could not imagine existence without the buffalo.
It's really great to work with oysters.
Here you go. Whoa.
need you.
Seems pretty conclusive.
I could make it worth your while.
He's got himself embroiled with a gangster.
Are you trying to get me killed? I can't go back to how it was before. We need you. We hold the line at all costs. This is the fight now.
You don't have to turn everything into an investigation.
There's always someone watching.
Sunday evening at 7 on Iowa PBS.
From relationships between superpowers.
Hungry people are dangerous people.
To individuals just passing along an idea.
We were representing Iowa.
Iowans have been there to extend a hand in friendship or lift up people in need.
Dad just saw people hurting and he wanted to help.
These citizen diplomats took hold of a moment in time and built long-lasting relationships.
I would say I have moved the needle.
Monday at 8 p.m.
North Scott takes the opening set 25-17, led by Hayes' 5 kills. They got things rolling out for Indianola. The Indians, trying to do what they've done all state tournament long, is make a comeback. How do they do it?
Boy, they've got to establish offense. They've got too good of hitters, just be playing defense. Without question, North Scott dominated that first set with their offense, and they just need to get some momentum.
Let's take a look at the first set highlights here. As we're about ready to get the second set underway, Overton got the kill. Indianola jumped out to an early lead. But North Scott able to get things going after Overton. Again, we mentioned, got out to that early lead. But the block with Hayes and company kind of redirected that point right there.
Yep, definitely their block. I mean, I didn't expect North Scott to dominate on the blocking like they have the first set.
So here we go. A couple of blocks for North Scott. See the service aces at 3. Pretty evenly matched if you think about it, but North Scott just winning those hustle points.
Yeah, and they're just getting touches all the time at the net, and that's frustrating to hitters if they're not burying the ball in the first attempt. And I think we're going to see Indianola think, nah, been there, done that, we're good.
Indianola with a lot of experience coming back from last year's team. Only losses this season to Centennial, Ankeny, Waukee Northwest, and Johnston.
All state tournament teams.
And Indianola had a point this season, Coach, where they swept 12 straight opponents.
Wow, that's tough to do.
So let's see if the comeback kids can do it again here in Coralville as we get things started in the second set. Indianola on the serve. North Scott. Was it deflected? Yes. Lancers will get the point.
I thought there was, but then the line judge didn't call it, so I thought, well, maybe not. But this non-official's right inches from the play.
Joe Monzel, the side official, and Indianola.
I mean, honestly, there's very few balls that aren't touched. These kids are such good blockers anymore. Ooh, I thought there was going to be a net serve.
Off the slide. Just wide.
All right, the Indians need to stop the bleed here. There's too many unforced errors. They're a better team than this, and they know it. That's what's frustrating for them. Good pass. Oh, a little tight.
Battle at the net. It'll be won by the Lancers. That's 6-3 going against 5-11 in the middle.
Yeah, I think she's on a joust. Hayes has got the upper hand on that. They just need to set it away from Hayes. I'm not sure what they're thinking right now.
4 straight points for North Scott.
You know, most teams are really susceptible to a right side attack because they don't see it as much. In this case, you got a 6-3 blocker. I'm thinking I would push the ball away from her right now. Talk to my setter. Let's say, let's change it up here.
We'll back up to quick tap. Up by Scarich to Hayes. Do a cash in. What a start here in the second set for North Scott. And a timeout going to be taken by Indianola.
When it just gets in your head. You know, you just dropped a tough first set. And now you're down on 0-5.
Let's go to the Indian huddle.
Right now. You guys are frantic and chaotic. Clean up. We just need cleaner volleyball on this side, and you have to believe in yourself. Everybody is here for a reason. We believe in every single one of you. Believe in yourself.
Hey, trust your training out there. Trust your training. We're standing up when we're passing, and nobody can pass when they're standing up. Nice job last time, number 2. She was down. Who's going to be our MVP out there? I hope everybody. I hope everybody makes everybody else better. That's an MVP. Okay? Everybody has to make each other better. Let's go. Let's go, Tori.
You know, I like that.
Be the MVP out there.
But you got to make each other better. That's a really good line.
Colby Kobeski, you can see the assistant trying to raise the spirits there of the Indians, down 5-0 here to begin the second set.
You know, I want to hear these coaches when they're down, though, giving their setters a side-out play. What are we going to run? Who do you want the ball to go to? I hate that coaches, college level too, let the setters call the plays.
Runyon to the outside to Nelson. It's going to be ruled long.
Nope, another touch she called on the floor.
Now a touch. Check that. And Hayes over to talk to Maurice Frazier.
But she came up with it right away.
3-1. To say, was that touched? And even Taryn Van Eerwood saying, I didn't see it. Well, let's see if we see it at home. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's not one worth even arguing about. Wait till it's a big point.
Going to be ruled out. Wide on the shot. Indianola starting to make a comeback here.
This is exactly what they need. A couple errors by North Scott and get your confidence back that you can take care of this. Backcourt attack.
Into the net went North Scott.
So North Scott runs a 6-2, and their setter's always going to be backcourt. So you can't jump up and return a ball when you're a backcourt player that's above the height of the net.
Hayes had to go high. A quick tap. Look at that, Mackenzie Sloan. Runyon with the assist.
Yeah, Macy Wente was just doing like a pirouette. She was off balance, and there's no way she was going to pick that up.
5-point lead by North Scott.
Shrinking.
And
there you go.
Ace!
Now the Indians are feeling the Indians. They're used to dropping that first set, like you said.
Tied at 5. Nelson again.
It's a good server.
Hayes in the middle. Played up by Brunkin, now to Hayes. Oh, that's tough. Side out, North Scott.
The earring rule from Keeley Grimm Strand is, or Arnold is new this year.
Okay.
You can wear post, can't be dangling.
Jewelry.
Yep. We were wondering that time out why those half the kids had jewelry on.
Overton with the shot. Tied at 6. Indianola trying to get their first lead of this set after falling down 5-0 out of the gate.
It'd be huge momentum swinger for them.
Macy Lurseth ready to go. Into the middle, that's Hayes.
And you know where it's going.
Yeah.
Still got to stop her. And even when the timing was off with the setter on that play. Now this is where Indianola's got to make noise. You got Hayes in the backcourt. They got to take advantage of this. No miss serves. Perfect pass. Oh, they're going to see if she can play defense.
She can.
Nice up.
Be Lurseth trying to close it out. Overton. North Scott back with it defensively. Scarich with the shot. Now to Overton. Off the antenna is the ruling.
Yeah, the hitter and setters are not connecting right now. That was a tape ball, and they're just struggling.
Now to Abby Hayes.
Nope. Ooh, okay.
4 hits, they're saying.
I had the sound effect going.
Yep.
I wondered if they were going to call that. Indianola's serve receive is still hanging in there. So they've got to get out of the slump until their confidence shoots and they don't serve receive well.
Blake with the attempt, handled by North Scott. Overton.
There you go, young Overton.
Turns into a back row attack. Overton again.
There you go.
That time found the opening. Side out Indianola.
Her Aunt Julie never had that shot, so I'm glad to see that Cameron can hit that ball. That's open for her. She could really take advantage of that tonight. Guess it's today.
Into the middle.
There we go.
Able to get the point. Dana Blake.
Junior coming through.
Nine, 8, North Scott. Indianola on the serve. Johnson. Hayes. Roll shot. Was that touched?
Yeah, it was.
Indianola.
All right, let's run your free ball offense here. Double quick.
Long point. Who's going to win it?
Got a tip coming? Nope.
That's into the net, and North Scott outlasts Indianola for that point. They're up by 2.
I think some of the timing issues for both teams and the hitters and setters has got to be attributed to nerves, because we're just seeing too many just not quite there with their timing, both sides.
Georgia Brunkin ready to serve. Had 27 digs against Clear Creek Amana in the semifinals.
That's crazy in a 3-0 set.
That attempt long by Moeller. Indianola pulls within 1.
She's a sophomore out there.
So now Lauren Olson.
See, that's not a good set.
Timing was off there for Casey Johnson.
If you're right-handed, it's impossible to do something with that ball coming back over your shoulder on the right side.
Tied at 10, second time we've been tied. This set actually started. You're just joining back up with us. North Scott jumped out to a 5-0 lead.
There you
and
go.
have held it here. Continue to hold the advantage at 11-10.
Emma Schermerhorn, nice job on that long rally to dump it over. Well done, young setter. Well done.
Smash put down by Macy Wente.
She's a nice hitter out of that rotation.
Now can Indianola grab the lead here? They haven't had it yet in the second set. They'll turn to Zoe Belt to serve. It's Nelson.
Oh, thought he might call that.
Nelson again. Free ball here for Indianola. Go to the backside. That
Wow,
was
what
a
an
charge.
up.
Brunken again. Wente took some off. Brunken still finds it. And this one's still going. Collision, Indianola. Brunken will set it up. And the kill, hammered down. That's the second long point won by North Scott. This time, Sydney Scarich gets the kill.
You know, and they went to her like 5 times in a row, and I thought, what are they doing? What are they doing? What are they doing? Switch it up a little bit. But obviously they knew she could put it down.
Indianola still hasn't owned the lead here in the second set. They've tied it, fought their way back from a couple of big deficits.
Again.
And that deflected. North Scott gets the point. Moeller this time.
There had to be something in the scouting report to take advantage of or utilize your right side hitters. Because they're overplaying. And you got Hayes on the outside and they keep going right side. Quick attack, there you go. There you go.
That's how Indianola will get it done. The Indians with Madison Grover.
It's exactly what you anticipate with the perfect pass.
Just checked in and gets the kill. 13-12. Battle at the net.
Good eye.
Point goes to North Scott. They ruled that block out. Let's see. Going to be blocked.
You know, Brunken was right there. She's the one that made the call. Was very adamant that it was out.
Nelson. What a kill. Nelson now with 5 kills, 10 digs to pace Indianola. Hayes with 9 kills to lead the way for North Scott. Back row attack by Scarich, but it's blocked in the middle.
That's huge, yeah.
Madison Grover, the freshman.
That's a really nice block. That's a statement block for Indianola.
Hasn't played a lot here in the state tournament, but making the most of it as a freshman. And Hayes says, not this time.
Whoa. If you're going to play defense, you better get inside the 10-foot line because that's where I'm hitting it.
Look how high she gets.
Yeah. All right, it was 12-foot. I'm Irish, I exaggerate.
15-14 after this one was tied up for the 4th time. Now Schermerhorn.
There you go.
Overton.
Nice up.
The freshman with the block at the net again. Runyon to the outside to Overton. Just could not get a swing on the ball. Just when Indianola is able to tie it up, still haven't garnered the lead here. North Scott fending them off. Here is Schermerhorn again. Hayes taking care of business.
That's exactly what you got to do with the front court setter. Very well done.
Timeout going to be taken here by Indianola. That will be their final timeout. 17-14 your score. North Scott taking advantage
hey, let's
at
go.
the net.
Stay focused.
Let's
Stay
listen
focused.
in.
Give feedback here.
Coach Earwidge looking over some stats, film. You can do that now on the tablet. Now you go to work.
Exactly.
All right, let's go.
Well, you know, she's a young coach.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I saw her taking a big breath before, and it's like, there's a lot of pressure on coaches.
Just finding open shots, okay? We're picking up a lot of balls. Blocking's getting better, okay? Continue to be disciplined in defense right here, though, okay? Stopped and balanced, and then let's transition that into our offense, all right? Let's go. Here we go. Push to 20.
Very strategic, just talking about her defense and where she wanted her blockers, and she thinks her offense starts with her defense. She said that's what won their semifinal match. Was their offense, their defense was their offense. So I like when coaches are very matter-of-fact in the huddle like that.
17-14, Schermerhorn to serve. Nelson with the hustle. Play to over. Out of the back rows, Scarich.
Nice ups, both teams, good defense.
Overton.
No, that didn't go.
North Scott gets the point.
Cameron Overton's struggling right now, and she's a good player. She's going to bounce back. Meantime, go to your freshman, go to your right side. Mix it up a little bit. Although if you go right side, you got a 6'3" blocker.
Overton again. Hayes. Quick attack handled by the Lancers.
That's a nice one.
Hayes down the line. Not many high school players can make that attempt.
Yeah, and it's a thing of beauty when the setter and the hitter is connected. I don't care who the hitter is, but Hayes makes it look really easy when her set's there.
North Scott matching their largest lead.
Very deceptive dump.
Here's Overton.
Nice.
North Scott just the three.
There you go. Oh.
And Indianola missed the club.
Shoot, that was such a nice play by the Indians. Really thought that quick attack was going to hit the line. Well executed.
(20-14). Here's Hayes.
Georgie Blunkin's still working hard back there.
North Scott up by 7. Indianola in a big need of a side out here.
And that wasn't Georgie. Sorry, Macy set the libero for Indianola. It's just getting to everything.
Back it in. Yes.
Oh, boy.
Ace.
That's a stab in the heart. That one hurts.
Schermerhorn attacking with the serve in a number of spots here.
Yeah. I don't know who's calling serves. I haven't seen coach do it. You know, and Indianola's not passing a bad serve.
They get their side out.
Yeah, they've been able to run quick attacks. The hitters just haven't been able to capitalize.
Now trying to build some momentum here. Macy Lurseth ready to go. Off the slide, and it's going to pay off for North Scott.
Casey Johnson on that one-footed takeoff. Look at perfectly executed. Nice job.
Comes from a lot of years of playing volleyball,
yeah.
Getting those steps down, right?
Yep.
Not an easy feat.
And Lurseth had the timing back there. I thought she was going to get it dug out, but
here's Overton again. Back row attack by Hayes. To Overton. Too strong. North Scott will get the point.
Set point.
North Scott beat ADM in the quarters 3-1. You mentioned the cruise past Clear Creek, Amana, and now about ready to go up 2-0 here on Indianola as we are at set point.
Wow.
Blake
there
again.
You go.
Blake dropping the hammer a couple of times.
And that rally had North Scott written all over it. I mean, great dig and great tips, and Indianola really needed that big hit.
24-16, Runyon to serve. And North Scott will close it out. Emmy Allard finishes it off here in the second. North Scott up 2-0 and trying to bring home their school's first ever state championship in volleyball. Will they sweep? Indianola might have something to say about that when we return as you're watching the Class 4A state championship here on Iowa PBS.
You're watching live coverage of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union Championships on Iowa PBS. Stay tuned. More to come.
Coming up on the next episode of Iowa Life, explore a public art display in Mason City.
Oh, cool. How cool is that?
Meet a world-renowned wood carver from Storm Lake.
All I'm thinking about is one feather at a time.
And the sounds of Girls Rock Des Moines. That and more on the next Iowa Life.
Sunday morning at 10:30 on Iowa PBS.
From relationships between superpowers.
Hungry people are dangerous people.
To individuals just passing along an idea.
We were representing Iowa.
Iowans have been there to extend a hand in friendship or lift up people in need.
Dad just saw people hurting and he wanted to help.
These citizen diplomats took hold of a moment in time and built long-lasting relationships.
I would say I have moved the needle.
Monday at 8 p.m.
Native people are still here. We're not a stereotype. We're doing things to make a difference in this world.
Nobody's good at war. I have no choice but to fight for my country.
Could not imagine existence without the buffalo.
It's really great to work with oysters.
Here you go. Whoa.
There's even more to love about Iowa PBS online. Discover fascinating parts of our state when you follow Iowa PBS on Instagram. Connect with us on all of our social media platforms at iowapbs.org/social.
The Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union State Volleyball Championships continue on. There's a look at the Waukee Northwest Wolves, some winners. They won the 5A title game. And you know what? They always do an outstanding job. And here in Coralville at Extreme Arena, the Players Lounge is actually an off-court spot for athletes just to chill out. Keep an eye on current matches, unwind between games, and look at this. You can claim a seat on the throne as queen of the court.
I'm going to go find that chair before I leave today. I want a picture on that.
It would fit you well.
Yeah.
Right? All right, here we are in the 4A championship. Indianola down 2-0. North Scott has just been, I mean, they've been attack.
They're controlling the match right now. And Indianola has been in the position before. They know what to do. But can emotionally, as a 16, 17-year-old, can you turn it around mentally?
We'll see if they can. Let's take a look at the second set highlights here. Indianola fell down 5-0, but they're able to storm their way back to tie it up 5 times, but can never get the lead. North Scott and Abby Hayes get things going. Hayes now with 11 kills here in this championship match, including this one right here.
Well, and I think that was key that Indianola couldn't even get a point of a lead. They fought back really hard. They got some momentum, and they couldn't quite get that next step. And I'm a betting woman. I'm not writing them off yet. I think they're going to take this set.
So here we go. North Scott will have the serve. As you know, in high school volleyball, since COVID, one of the things they implemented, the teams don't change sides in between sets. You stay on the same side. Indianola trying to go for the first point. No, it's going to be ruled wide.
I really like Madison Grover. She's a good-looking freshman. She's tried that angle a couple times. Maybe she could come back with a tip there instead. Get it back and play.
Kenzie Moeller serve long. We're tied at 1.
I'm sure the coach Halstead is just frustrated because his team doesn't typically make a lot of hitting and unforced errors. And that's what this match has been about so far.
Hayes, handled by Indianola, and just out of sorts.
Yeah, just miscommunication. You got such a good setter with Runyon, and we haven't seen her call her name much, and she's so good.
The last time Indianola had a lead in this match was when they were up 3-2 in the opening set.
Oh, cow. It's a long drought. That weighs on you a little bit.
Overton. Played up by Brunken.
Good touch.
Back row attack by Nelson. North Scott up 3-1.
I'm not sure what their hitting efficiency is right now, but I bet it's close to under 120.
Schermerhorn serve. Off the slide, Grover. North Scott.
Everything's going their way right now.
Overton can't get it over. 4-1 North Scott.
You know, and the Indianola's young, and they're gonna remember this match, no matter how it turns out, and they're gonna expect to be back in the same position next year.
Ace. Wait, Schermerhorn has had a day serving, hasn't she?
She sure has. It's nice to have that kind of person in your backcourt, and you just know, my gosh, they're going to come in and just keep them off balance. Wow.
What a strike by Hayes. 6-1, North Scott.
Credit Georgia Brunken there. That was a great dig off a good hit. I'm not sure that Runyon can't tip this ball here in the setter position. It's not going to be open in left back, but right back should be wide open if they give her a good pass. And yesterday we saw her attack quite a few balls.
Overton, that one's going to be blocked back. Allard.
So the dilemma with the 5-1, you only have 2 hitters, you know, and so you're limited where you're going to go, especially if the setter can't attack the ball.
Timeout taken here by Indianola, a 6-point deficit for the Indians. Let's take a listen inside to that huddle.
For the right reasons out there. We're playing because we love the game, and we're playing because we want to compete as hard as we can. Don't get mad at each other. Love your teammates. We're just not executing still. And we have time to do it. I love Cameron calling for the ball. She hit one out of bounds, big deal. She still wants the ball big time. But play for the right reasons out there. And that means you love each other and you love the game and you want to have fun. We are not going to pout. We're not going to do that. We're not that team. We've never been all year. Let's go. 1 point at a time. Let's go.
Not even much to say there. The coach has been on them about their body language and what they're exuding to the other team across the net, that they're not looking confident. They might be throwing some looks. I haven't seen it, but that's kind of what he alluded to. Just need one person to step up here. Maybe McKenzie's slowing over there on the right side. Switch something up.
That hits Tate out of the timeout. Indianola able to keep it alive. Hayes cashes in.
Well, one option here for Indianola, instead of having the hitters split like they are, put them on the left side stack and maybe run a tandem out of the middle. I mean, you just have pin. Maybe switch it up and pull them over to the left side, both hitters.
That's going to be a service error. Indianola gets a side out.
Right now, that's about the only way they're getting the side outs. And we know how good they are.
Right.
And they've been playing lights out all year. You just hope as a fan to see them start to perform the way they're capable.
Schermerhorn will play it up. What a strike by Allard. Look at this, Allard. Block couldn't get over there in time. Now to Abby Hayes.
Good pass. There you go. That's exactly what you needed.
Blake able to get this kill.
Well done.
Lots of state hardware, state championship hardware to be handed out today. 3A championship coming up next. 2A title game later. Dyke New Hartford taking on Hinton. And we cap it off with the night with Ankeny Christian against Holy Trinity Catholic.
A lot of good volleyball is coming up yet today. Some players I'm excited to watch.
Hayes with the back row attack. We're going to talk about the light switch coming on for North Scott. It certainly did right at the tail end of the season. Not that they were swooning in mediocrity, but they have played well.
Oh my
as that
God.
one's going to be ruled down.
I always said, you want to be good in August, you want to be good in October, November. And this is what these coaches build for. It's this time of year, peak performance.
Won 12 of their last 13, including 7 in a row. That blast. How about that? Sydney Scarich with another kill. She has 4.
And they know they're going to, you know, Indianola should recognize that they're going to set her in that side-out rotation. And they have gone to her nonstop right there.
To the middle, they set up Blake. Indianola trying to manufacture some momentum here.
Well, and their middles are being effective. You know, if they can keep feeding their middles, it's going well for them.
Grover back into the contest. Back to serve. It's going to be Belt. It's like officials want to make sure that rotation came in correctly. And
we got some old timers here when Greg Raspy and Dan Ryan. I can't imagine they didn't get it down. City High and Cedar Rapids, Washington, former coaches. Everything going the Lancers' way right now.
12-5. Now Scarich. Hayes.
Great pursuit.
And does it get over? Yes.
You know what? They haven't quit.
That time, North Scott able to put it away with Kenzie Moeller. Indianola still scrapping.
Oh, they're pursuing every ball. The great coach Tom Keating always said, don't let your heart tell your body what it can do. Follow those balls, even if you think you can't get to it.
13-5 North Scott. The shot, Nelson able to get it through. Josie McGraw into the contest here for Indianola, now setting. So Ken Halstead trying to find a number of players to find that right go button here. And North Scott able to crank out another point as Madison Wilhusen checks into the kill stats. And into the net went McGraw.
A little bit shorter setter, harder to get above the net to bring those balls back when they're tight like that. And you know what? Maybe he wants to get some of his younger players in the game, too.
Hayes. That's pinpoint accuracy.
Yeah, and it was all set up because of the quick driving middle to hold one of the blockers. Hayes isn't going to get beat by a one-on-one block. Maybe when she's playing Nebraska in 2 years, but not here.
And we're checking the lineups again.
And she wants to make timeouts. Good coaching ploy. Pretend like you don't know how many timeouts you have left.
Yeah. Service error. 16-7 your score.
You said the only thing stopping North Scott right now is they're serving at times.
Yeah. That's going to go to North Scott. Emmy Allard.
You know, they had two people coming quick. One's Hayes, so assuming everybody assuming it's going to Hayes. And they went at the outside to Allard. That was a really well-executed play.
Final timeout taken here by Indianola. North Scott with a 10-point advantage, trying to sweep it here in the 4A championship. Up 17-7, getting 15 kills here in the championship by Hayes. As the North Scott Lancers playing in their state title game. Last time they played in it was 1986. As Coach Earwidge going through the lineup here, trying to get it all documented. Now
you know, in
let's see what she
'86,
says.
their parents probably weren't even married yet.
All right, good. Hey, keep siding out at a high level here, okay? Threes in the front row, okay? Setters up also, okay? So just stay disciplined here, okay? Stay locked in. Let's go. Come on. Push to 20.
Let's mind them where their setter is. Front court setter for Indianola. She jumps, you got to jump with her. And they got Runyon back in. One of the coaches probably had to talk to her.
Emma Schermerhorn into the middle. Going to be played up. Schermerhorn to the outside to Hayes.
Indianola wanted to carry on that ball up from the block. It was kind of sketchy. Bring up, but you know what? That's not called anymore.
To the outside, Overton. Her shot blocked out. Side out, Indianola. versa. Off the slide. Nelson with the hustle. And that'll be played out. North Scott.
They're going after every ball. A lot of teams would have quit by now, and there's no quit in that team.
19-8 Hayes. (20-8).
See a lot of smiles from Coach Taryn Van Eerwege over there. She's feeling it.
Now just 4 points away.
This is where one of her assistants needed to pull her on the bench like mine did one year and just said, enjoy it. Sit down, enjoy the last 4 points. Stop coaching, enjoy it.
Hayes will get ready to serve here. And it will be a service error.
They've had a few this set.
Indianola. Macy Wente back in on the rotation. Tori Runyon ready to stand at the ready. So this North Scott team looking like they're going to finish 29-4 as that one gets in.
That's a heck of a good record. It's not many games, they must, or sets, matches, they must not have played as many tournaments.
How about this? They dropped their opening set to ADM and are in position now to win 9 straight sets in a row.
Crazy.
That's going to be ruled inside out Indianola.
Nice job, Dana Blake. We called your name often, and tonight, really done a good job with that middle.
Lauren Olson. Schermerhorn up to Scarage. Blake just going to reach that one. 23-10. So obviously North Scott on the roll. Indianola's had to battle. They've had some exhausting games here, going 5 sets in each game. North Scott winning the opening set here, 25-17, taking the second, 25-16.
You know, and anyone that's ever coached or played volleyball, you know what they feel like. Right now, the tracks are oiled and slicked and greased, and North Scott is just barreling down the tracks, and it's so hard to put a stop to a team when they're on a roll like that. I mean, it's just everything North Scott touches right now.
Scarage with the kill, and now we're at championship point.
Coach can't stop smiling over here. It's a big swing.
So championship point, Sydney Scarage will serve it here for North Scott. Indianola not done yet. Wente with the kill.
You know, before rally serving, the scoring, you had a legit shot. You know what I mean? To keep siding out, keep siding out. It's such a big hole anymore. You miss a serve, and that might be it. We know where it's going.
Hayes.
Nice up. Oh.
And that's it. North Scott, your 4A champion.
Coach is crying.
Taryn Van Eerwege in her 5th season has guided the North Scott Lancers to the state tournament in all 5 years. This year, they finally cash in and win the 4A title.
You know, you always want to act like you've been there before, like, yeah, the aspect of this is cool. You can't stop grinning, and you're in disbelief.
What a win for North Scott, and what a tournament. They got on the roll after they dropped their opening set to ADM and never looked back, just hit the gas.
You know, no athlete in the world wants to take that uniform off for the last time, but it's easier to do it when you're holding a state championship trophy.
Abby Hayes finishing with 17 kills. We'll have the announcement of the all-tournament team and the trophy presentation here momentarily. Hayes, just a junior, has another year at this. Might try to get used to it. And for Indianola, what a season. I mean, finishing at 38-5 on the year.
You know, they had such a good year, and you hate to have this tainted. And at some point, they're going to be able to reflect back and think, wow, we had a heck of a ride. You know, and they'll appreciate what they did. You always want it to be, though, your best effort.
Let's go to the all-tournament team selection.
From Indianola, Aspen Nelson. From Clear Creek, Amana, Bliss Beck. From Lewis Central, Brooke Larson. From North Scott, Georgia Brunken. From Indianola, Tori Runyon. And your Class 4A All-Tournament Team Captain. From North Scott, Abby Hayes.
What an all-tournament team, highlighted by Abby Hayes as the all-tournament team captain.
And well-deserving. I mean, we saw why she had the accolades that she does in this tournament this week. Stellar performance. Well done, young lady.
Here's your all-tournament team selections. And Hayes named the captain, finishing the 4A championship with 17 kills.
In 3 sets.
In 3 sets.
Kirsten Bernthal, you're getting a good one at Creighton University, that is for sure.
And now, ready for the trophy presentation, as Indianola will finish as runner-up, and North Scott, your champion.
We'd like to present the Top Producer Award for the 4A Championship match. Presenting the award is Taylor Anderson of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. This year's top producer of the 4A Championship match, Abby Hayes of North Scott. Fans, introducing your Class 4A runner-up, the Indianola Indians and head coach Kent Halstead. Lady Lancers, it's time to complete the Class 4A bracket. Your 2023 Class 4A champions, Coach Taryn Van Eerwich and the Lady Lancers of North Scott.
So there are your champions in Class 4A. What a run for North Scott.
It just makes me smile. I love seeing kids with that, having that celebration, experience that, and these strong female athletes on both sides of the net. It's just a joyous moment to see the culmination of your season end like this.
So North Scott finishing with 29-4 on the year, and they sweep the semis and the finals to bring home the championship. Again, North Scott, your winner in Class 4A. We have more state volleyball championship action coming your way as the 3A field will hit the courts here momentarily. Today was the day, though, for North Scott. We've got Western Christian, Mount Vernon in the 3A title game coming your way here in mere moments. 2 championships in the books, 3 more to go. It's Title Thursday as you're watching the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union State Volleyball Championships here on Iowa PBS.
Funding provided by Musco Lighting, the sports lighting specialist, providing lighting systems for you, your project, and your community.
The Pella Rolscreen Foundation is a proud supporter of Iowa PBS. Pella Windows and Doors strives to better our communities and build a better tomorrow.
And by Fareway Meat and Grocery. For more than 80 years, Fareway has been proud to be an active part of the communities we serve. Learn more at fareway.com.
With our Iowa roots and Midwestern values, Farmers Mutual Hail is committed to offering innovative farm insurance for America's farmers, just as we have for 6 generations. Farmers Mutual Hail, America's crop insurance company.